A major shift is underway in Asia. The Philippines has approved an expanded defense deal with the United States, placing itself at the center of the US-China rivalry. This agreement gives the US greater access to strategic locations near flashpoints like the South China Sea and Taiwan. The move is a major win for Washington's strategy, but it also raises the stakes with China. The future of Asia may be written in the waters around these islands. The US-Philippines relationship began with colonialism and war, but grew into a close alliance, especially during World War II when they fought side by side. The Philippines gained independence in 1946, yet strong ties remained. US bases brought security and economic benefits, but also sparked nationalist resentment. Today, new regional challenges are reviving the partnership, setting the stage for a new era of cooperation. The US-Philippines alliance is built on key agreements. The 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty commits both nations to defend each other in case of attack. This treaty has been the alliance's foundation for decades. After US bases closed in 1992, the 1999 Visiting Forces Agreement allowed joint exercises without permanent bases. This kept military ties alive and ensured both forces could work together. As China grew more assertive in the South China Sea, the Allies deepened cooperation. The 2014 Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, or EDCA, allowed US troops to rotate through Philippine bases and build facilities. EDCA aimed to boost joint training, maritime security, and disaster response without permanent US bases. Implementation lagged under President Duterte, who sought closer ties with China and Russia. But with a new administration and rising tensions in the South China Sea, the alliance is back on track. The recent decision to expand EDCA marks a dramatic revival. It brings US-Philippine defense cooperation into a new era. The alliance is now more flexible and responsive to regional threats. These agreements show how the partnership adapts to changing security needs. The expanded EDCA is the latest and most significant step yet. The expanded EDCA grants the US access to 4 new military sites, bringing the total to 9. These sites are strategically located, 3 in the north near Taiwan and 1 on Palawan facing the South China Sea. The US will use them for joint training, pre-positioning equipment and building facilities like runways and fuel storage. Over $100 million in US infrastructure investment is pledged. Philippine officials say the expansion boosts defense capabilities and supports humanitarian operations. President Marcos Jr. frames it as essential for protecting sovereignty and maritime rights. The agreement does not create new American bases. All facilities remain under Philippine ownership. US access is rotational and subject to mutual agreement, avoiding the permanent base model of the past. This approach is designed to be more flexible and politically acceptable. For the US, it means a more persistent and responsive presence in a critical region. For the Philippines, it's a way to strengthen security without sacrificing sovereignty. The new deal reflects a careful balance between deterrence and domestic concerns. It's a significant upgrade to the alliance, with far-reaching implications. The expanded EDCA is a clear signal of Manila's strategic realignment. It positions the Philippines as a key player in regional security. The move is reshaping the Indo-Pacific landscape. The EDCA expansion is a direct response to China's aggressive actions in the South China Sea. The Philippines has faced harassment from Chinese vessels, threatening its sovereignty and fishermen's livelihoods. Incidents like the Scarborough Shoal standoff and repeated confrontations near Second Thomas Shoal have escalated tensions. Manila concluded that diplomacy alone couldn't deter China's gray zone tactics. Strengthening the US alliance was seen as the best way to push back. China's reaction has been swift and negative, accusing the US of a Cold War mentality and warning of increased tensions. Chinese state media portray the Philippines as a pawn in America's strategy. Beijing cautions Manila against involvement in the Taiwan issue. Given the proximity of new EDCA sites, the Philippines faces a delicate balancing act, asserting its rights without provoking open conflict. China remains a major trading partner, complicating Manila's choices. The Marcos administration pursues a friend to all, enemy to none policy, but Beijing sees the US deal as unfriendly. Managing this complex relationship is the ultimate test of Manila's new strategy. The stakes are high for both security and economic interests, the Philippines must navigate between deterrence and diplomacy. The Philippines' move is sending ripples across Southeast Asia. ASEAN countries are watching closely, wary of being drawn into great power competition. Some, like Vietnam, quietly welcome a stronger US-Philippines alliance as a counterweight to China. US allies like Japan and Australia publicly support the deal, seeing it as part of a growing security network. Others, like Malaysia and Indonesia, are more cautious, fearing escalation and preferring diplomacy. They worry a larger US presence could turn Southeast Asia into a battleground. These nations emphasize ASEAN-led solutions and collective neutrality. The EDCA expansion also impacts Taiwan's security. New sites in northern Philippines give the US a strategic staging ground close to Taiwan. In a Taiwan crisis, these locations could support intelligence, logistics, and even combat operations. Philippine officials insist the sites aren't for offensive use, but their value is clear. This raises concerns in Beijing and makes the Philippines more relevant in the cross-strait dynamic. The region's balance is shifting, and all eyes are on Manila's next moves. The Philippines is now a key player in the Indo-Pacific's evolving security architecture. Its choices will shape the region's future. The expanded defense deal has sparked heated debate in the Philippines. Supporters see it as a necessary response to Chinese aggression and a way to bolster national security. Critics worry about sovereignty and the risk of being drawn into a US-China conflict. Progressive groups and some local communities protest the increased US presence, recalling the colonial past. There are fears the Philippines could become a target if tensions over Taiwan escalate. Local officials in new EDCA site areas have mixed feelings. Some fear antagonizing China, others see economic benefits. The government must balance national security with local concerns and economic interests. Proponents argue US investment will bring jobs and development and protect vital resources. Opponents fear increased tensions could scare off other investors, especially from China. The debate reflects the country's struggle to balance security, sovereignty, and economic growth. The government must prove the deal's benefits outweigh the risks. Public support is crucial for the alliance's long-term success. The outcome of this debate will shape the Philippines' foreign policy for years to come. The expanded EDCA is a test of Manila's ability to navigate complex domestic and international pressures. The stakes are high for the nation's future. Analysts see the expanded EDCA as a major development in Asian security. Many call it a success for the US strategy of integrated deterrence. Experts note the new sites boost the alliance's ability to respond to crises in the South China Sea and Taiwan. Militarily, the deal helps the US overcome the tyranny of distance in the Pacific. Pre-positioned supplies and access to Philippine bases mean faster, more flexible responses. This distributed posture makes US forces less vulnerable to attacks on major bases. Some Southeast Asian analysts warn the Philippines may be moving too far, too fast toward Washington. They fear this could fracture ASEAN unity and increase regional militarization. Others focus on the alliance's sustainability, noting past swings in Philippine policy. The challenge is to institutionalize cooperation so it endures beyond any single administration. The alliance must deliver tangible benefits to ordinary Filipinos, not just serve US interests. Only then can the partnership last. The expanded EDCA is both an opportunity and a risk. Its success depends on careful management and broad support. The world is watching how this new chapter unfolds. The Philippines' expanded defense cooperation with the US is a defining moment for the Indo-Pacific. It signals Manila's commitment to defending its territory and deepening its alliance with a superpower. This move alters the strategic calculus in the South China Sea and Taiwan Strait. The US gains a more resilient military posture, while the Philippines takes center stage in the US-China rivalry. China's response, economic pressure, maritime actions, or diplomacy, will shape the region's immediate future. The speed of EDCA implementation and the scale of joint exercises will test the alliance's strength. Domestic support in the Philippines is crucial for long-term success. The durability of this shift depends on whether it becomes a national consensus. This story highlights the dilemma facing many nations, navigating great power competition. The Philippines offers a case study in leveraging alliances for sovereignty. The world should pay attention to developments in the region. The future of peace and stability in Asia is being shaped now. The world is watching the waters and islands of the Western Pacific.